let's go ahead and introduce our program. So, Amy, come on up.
Thank you. Tight quarters in here. All right, today we have with us Sarah Morse, president of the Education Foundation of Forest Grove. Sarah became a member of the board in 2017 after learning about all the great work they did throughout the entire Forest Grove community. She saw how the team was able to help countless students and teachers by fundraising to provide grants and scholarships each year. As a former special needs teacher in the UK, she recognizes the importance of supporting infrastructure and our education system. She settled in Forest Grove in 2011, has a beautiful view with her house, with her husband and 3 sons. She completed her education at Brunel University and Greenwich University in London and is currently a project manager at Pacific University. So please welcome Sarah.
Makes me shy now. Very much. Thank you for having us here today. As Amy said, here representing the Education Foundation of Forest Grove, and there are some familiar faces who are familiar with the group already, so it's really nice to be invited to come and talk about the group. Basically, it's an organisation that was founded in 1989, so it's been around for just over 30 years, and it was formed by a group of alumni from Forest Grove High School. They actually got together and said that they wanted to be able to build a foundation that would be able to help the students and the teachers, and also particularly at that time, there was a lot of need, there was a lot of gaps in the education system that they'd kind of identified, and they wanted to be able to see what gaps they could fill on behalf of the students and teachers of Forest Grove. At the moment, we are a board of, is it 10? I think it's 10 people? 10, we've just lost one who's retired, it's going down to 9. So it's 9 ladies. I had no idea why we're all ladies, so if there are any gentlemen who's looking for a board position, please do speak to us. We'd love to give you some information about the organisation. Like I said, what we do, we're part of the school system within Forest Grove. We work with all the schools throughout the school district. And one of the main things that we do is we basically raise funds to be able to provide teacher grants to all the different schools within Forest Grove. Excuse me. So every single year we go through a lot of different activities, trying to bring in as much money as possible, and then we go out to all the teachers within Forest Grove and we say, please tell us about some of the programs that you're actually looking to do over the next 12 months, because we'd like to be able to help you with grants up to $500. We tend to try and pick projects where it affects as many kids as possible. We try to go after as many schools as possible, so not everything is focused within one school. We try and do a nice spread across the whole community, whether it's high school all the way down to all the elementary schools. And we also try and look at a real wide range of activities as well. So sometimes it may be projects where people want to buy books for a class. They've got a very specific program that's coming through and they want the books to support the program. Or I know one year we had it where they wanted to replace the mariachi uniforms for one of the school bands. So we were able to help them with the funding for the uniforms. There's been a lot of STEM projects that come through. We do particularly like to focus on STEM. So it's science, technology, engineering and mathematics. I couldn't remember what the E was then. So yeah, we do tend to pick out a lot of STEM projects. We won't focus on things like software, or like if teachers are asking for like computer hardware for classrooms. That's not really where we're going. We're particularly interested in books and specific programs that they can use across as many classes as possible. So for that each year, like we said, we invite the teachers to apply for the grants, and we will go through the list and select as many as possible to make sure that we can fund across as many schools and kids as possible. The other thing that we do is we also provide scholarships for graduating high school seniors. So each year there's actually 7. I should introduce Lorraine.
Okay.
Lorraine's our treasurer. I'm looking at her. So Lorraine's our treasurer.
Right in Coon.
I think it's 7, isn't it?
And
Is it 7?
It's roughly about
Yeah.
5.
Okay, so it can vary from year to year. We also have, like I said, scholarships for graduating high school seniors. And there's a variety of topics again. It's like, I know one of our scholarships centers around communication. And we also have a couple of scholarships that are, we manage them for families within the community. So they've already established the scholarship funds, and then we go through and help them with the selection process. We will pick out the candidates that we're recommending, and then we work with the families to get those scholarships given out to the high school. It's a great opportunity because we love to go into Spotlight on Success and meet all the students and actually get the opportunity to see them face to face, and as we're giving out the awards for them on that special night. Okay? So how do we do it? So obviously we are a foundation. There was a lot of money that was built into the foundation by the members over the 30 years that we've been in place. But one of the big things that we do is we do host events. I know you're familiar with the Trail Band. So one of our big events for many years, for almost 30 years, was we would host a Christmas concert at the high school by the Trail Band. They would come in. It was a great evening, just a really nice pre-Christmas event, and it was auctions, different things of raising funds throughout the evening. Sadly, a few years ago, the Trail Band did retire. So for our last couple of years, even though we were over COVID, we've actually had a musician called Michael Allen Harrison who's been coming in. Again, it was a great concert again this Christmas. It was so nice to get back after COVID and actually host the concert once again at the high school. Obviously, it was a much smaller event this year. We were very constrained by how many people we could have at the function, which was a bit of a shame, but just one of the things that we've all had to go through. Other things that we've been doing, we do a lot of smaller fundraising events. I know you had the raffle. We've done things like, we've done golf events, we've done
Paint nights.
Pardon?
We did a paint night.
We've done paint nights, we've done events where we've partnered with various organisations within the community, whether it's the Grand Lodge, whether it's Panda Express, or whether it was a variety of different restaurants within town where you promote people to go in and you get a share of the profits for the evening. We also do things like, we're partnered with, there's a knife organisation where you share profits on any sales that go through. We will literally do anything to bring money in so we can help the teachers and the students. The other thing that we can also do is scholarship funds. So this is one way that you may choose to help. It is also possible to get your own scholarship set up. And we were actually just talking at the table, it's like for a minimum of, I think it's just over 6,000, would actually generate a perpetual scholarship for a student. So if you wanted to have that money giving out a scholarship every single year, either in your name or in somebody else's name or in your family's name, we can actually do that. We can work with you to get that set up, help you go through like the whole application process. It might be a case of you don't even want to do it, you just want to see what the results are at the end, and we would go through the whole selection process for you. We would set the criteria with the students as to who's going to be doing the applications, and then we would then just notify you that this particular student's been selected, and you'll get the information about the student before the scholarship goes out. And like I said, for a minimum of, it's just over 6,000, would generate a $250 perpetual scholarship that would just run for eternity, basically, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed. Anything else you need to add?
I think you covered it.
I think we pretty much covered it all.
I mean, if anyone wants to join our board.
Yeah, so like Lorraine just reiterated, it's like we're always looking for help. We're looking for friends of the board. We're also looking for board members. Obviously, it's a lot for 9 people to do. So if anyone is interested in getting information about the organisation, you can either go to our website, which is effg.org. I have it on a sheet if anyone wants to grab one. Or come and talk to us and we can give you some more information. We'd love to hear from anybody. And like I said, if you have any fundraising ideas for us, we're always welcome. Like I said, we will do anything to raise money as long as we can then turn around and give it back to the students. So,
I have a question.
Yes.
How many teacher scholarships do you give out annually, roughly?
Grants.
Yeah, grants.
Anywhere, what, 10 to 15, I would say?
10, 15, sometimes more,
More.
sometimes 20.
It just depends
Yeah, it
on how many
depends.
apply and how much
Yeah.
money we have.
Wonderful.
Sometimes I know certainly over COVID, we were actually short on applications because teachers weren't in the classroom. There wasn't quite so much need for hands-on materials and things like that. So we did it in 2 stages. We went back around 6 months later and did a second round because we still had funds left over that was allocated for the grants that year.
And then a follow-up, did Howard or Butch ever get one?
My children did.
Oh, there you go.
My children did. Can I just make one comment on the scholarship, the 6,000? When a student receives a scholarship, no matter the size of the money, they are on cloud 9.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I mean, there was a student in my son's graduating class. He ended up going to Clark's Honor College at University of Oregon, and then he got a postgraduate in England. He was the #1 student. He got one $100 scholarship. Okay, and everybody was blown away. But when he got that $100 scholarship, he was ecstatic.
And just to add, it's like some of our scholarships it's like $1,000 for 4 years, or some of them it can be a minimum of $250. So you can kind of select how you want it to be. But we can always help just get that set up, and like I said, we go through the whole application process. And like you said, there's nothing funner than spotlight on success when you get to go to the event and actually meet the students and announce the winners. Obviously, they're given like a nudge in advance that they need to be there because they're getting something, but they don't know what they're getting. And it's just really nice because they're there with their families, and they get to come up on stage, and we get to give them the scholarships. Any other questions?
Are these project-based, any of them? Any of the grants based on projects that students are doing?
Not necessarily project-based. They do have to go through an application process. Some of them are means tested, so some of them might be catered towards low income, but some of them they're open to everybody, and they may be asked very specific questions about like what's your career path going to be, or I know that one of them, like I said, is about communication, so you have to be going into a communications major at some point in order to apply. But it's a great opportunity for the students to kind of tell us what they've been doing, and again, it's very nice going through the applications with them and working with the teachers at the high school to get them all in. Any other questions? Who wants to sign up then? All right, well, thank you for having us, and like I said, if you have any other questions, please let us know. And yeah, if you do see our events advertised, we would greatly appreciate any support, because every little bit helps. Thank you.